Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my peeps wherever you are in the world. This is your boy X-Man 1991 signing on. What's up, YouTube fam? Back again with another video. So before I get down to the title of this video, I'm gonna give you a rundown of my teams. This past Sunday, the Rockets' 9-game winning streak came to an end when they lost to the Denver Chicken Nuggets 116 to 111. Right now, they're winning by 19 points against the Atlanta Hawks, 45 to 26. They're in the second quarter. The Heat beat the trash ass Hornets on Sunday 122 to 105. Lakers lost to the Magic 118 to 106 yesterday. And the Bulls, they ate the Denver Chicken Nuggets 129 to 119. So let me give you a quick halftime report on tonight's game between the Warriors and the Heat. The Heat dominated the first half, outscoring the Warriors by 6 in the first quarter, 28 to 22. Then they outscored them by 10 in the second quarter, 29 to 19. At halftime, Heat 57, Warriors 40. Can the Heat keep this lead up, or can the Warriors make a comeback in the second half? We just have to wait and see. In the meantime, it's time to reveal another one of my lists. The list I'm going to reveal is my top 10 cartoon duos. We definitely had a lot of great cartoon duos back then, and it was hard for me to pick which cartoon duo would be in my top 10. And also, I have several shirts of these cartoon duos. I really don't have to look at my list. I know my list by heart. The only thing I'm going to read to y'all that's in my list is the honorable mentions. So I'm going to name this cartoon duo. I'm going to tell y'all what do I like about this cartoon duo and who are their voice actors / voice actresses. So without further ado, let's get right to my top 10 cartoon duos. Number 10, Cow and Chicken. As I mentioned before, you can pretty much call Cow and Chicken the Cartoon Network version of Ren and Stimpy. We all know we have a 7-year-old, 600-pound cow named Cow, along with her 11-year-old big brother named Chicken, as they go on misadventures being scammed by, of course, the red guy. What do I like about Cow and Chicken? The theme song still kicks ass almost 30 years later. Of course, they have cousins who are also animals just like them. Cousin Boneless Chicken, Snail Boy, Black Sheep, and Cousin Sal. They also have human friends such as Flim and Earl. And of course, whenever Chicken is in trouble, Cow becomes her alter ego Super Cow. Super Cow Arrescate. If you don't know what Arrescate means, it means to the rescue in Spanish. I was going to put Cow and Chicken in number 7, just like I've done on my other list, but I think number 10 is a fair spot for them. Cow and Chicken are voiced by the legendary Charlie Adler, who also does the voice of the Red Guy, Cousin Boneless Chicken, and IR Baboon. They're my number 10. Rockets are winning by 20, 49 to 29. Number 9, Arnold Shortman and Gerald Johansson from Hey Arnold. We never knew what was Arnold's last name back then, but now we do. I mean, we had a bunch of there was not that many black and white cartoon characters as best friends, such as, TJ Deathweiler and Vince LaSalle, Arnold and Gerald, Richie Foley and Virgil Hawkins. I have to choose Arnold and Gerald as my favorite duo as best friends. What I like about Arnold and Gerald is my favorite episode from season one, Sixth Grade Girls. That's the episode where Arnold and Gerald goes out to the sixth grade dance with these two sixth graders, Connie and Maria, to make their boyfriends, Tommy and Bert's, jealous. I watched that episode last week on Paramount Plus, and it still holds up almost 30 years later. Arnold has several different voice actors. He was voiced by J.D. Daniels in the pilot. Then he was voiced by Lane Torren in season one, Philip Van Dyke in seasons 2 and 3, and Spencer Klein in seasons 4 and 5, and Alex D. Lenz, who played Alex in Home Alone 3 towards the end of season 5. And Gerald was voiced by Jamil Walker Smith. Number 8, Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is probably the only superhero duo that I have on this list. We have, of course, Batman, the Dark Knight, and of course, Robin, the Boy Wonder. Of course, Robin ended up leaving Batman to form his own team, which was the Teen Titans. Batman and Robin has to be one of the best superhero duos of all time. Batman was voiced by the late legendary Kevin Conroy, who will forever be our Batman. My two favorite voice actors of Robin has to be Laurie Lester from Batman the Animated Series, and of course Scott Menville, who voiced him in Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. I basically grew up watching Batman and Robin. Basically. Number 7, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy Rogers. The two scaredy cats of the Scooby-Doo gang. Anytime the Scooby-Doo gang was split up and search for clues, they always have Scooby and Shaggy together while Velma, Daphne, and Fred look for clues together. Sometimes they'll have Velma join Scooby and Shaggy in searching clues while Velma and Fred and Daphne search for clues. I mean, Scooby and Shaggy, you can't deny that they're definitely one of the best cartoon duos. I had to put them on this list. I mean, they paved the way for other cartoon duos that came before them. Scooby-Doo was voiced by the late Don Messick, and Shaggy was voiced by the late Casey Kasem. May they both rest in peace. Number 6, Tom and Jerry. There's no denying that I had to put Tom and Jerry on here before Itchy and Scratchy. Name me a cartoon duo that was a cat and a mouse before Tom and Jerry. Well, you have Sylvester and Speedy Gonzales, but they weren't actually a duo. It was Sylvester and Tweety. Before Itchy and Scratchy, there was Tom and Jerry. Anytime Tom tries to set up a plan to catch Jerry, he always fails. Most of the times, Tom and Jerry do be friends, but I won't say they're friends and I won't say they're enemies. I'm pretty much going to say they're frenemies. Because some episodes they're friends and there's some episodes they're enemies. Tom and Jerry has been around since 1940, 85 years. Without Tom and Jerry, there wouldn't be none of the other cartoon duos that I have above and below them on this list. Now it's time for my top 5 cartoon duos. To start us off at number 5, I have this is gonna put a smile on Benny G 94's face. because these two cartoon duos premiered on his second birthday in 1996. Henry and June from Kablam. I definitely have to put these two in my top five, definitely, because Henry and June are one of the most underrated cartoon duos. We all know them as the hosts of Kablam. There was one point that they was planning to have Henry and June have their own spin-off show, the Henry and June Show, which was a special episode that aired on Kablam in 1999 on June 25th. That episode aired once and it never aired again. A week after that episode aired, Henry and June hosted the Nicktoons Summer Jam from July 5th to August 30th. When Benny G94 and I were on Instagram Live on Friday, August 30th, we pretty much watched clips of Henry and June hosting the Nicktoons Summer Jam, and he commented that Henry and June is definitely one of the most underrated cartoon duos ever, and I agree with him. So I know Benny Jean is happy that Henry and June are in my top 5 cartoon duos. Henry is voiced by Noah Sagan and June is voiced by Julia McIlvaine. Number 4, Ren and Stimpy. Before Rocco and Heifer, before Cow and Chicken, before I Am Weasel and IR Baboon, there was Ren and Stimpy. A hyperactive chihuahua named Ren Hoak and his dim-witted cat friend Stimson J. Cat, aka Stimpy, as they go on bizarre adventures. What I like about Ren and Stimpy is, of course, the Happy Happy Joy Joy song. It's been 32 or 33 years since Happy Happy Joy Joy aired on my favorite episode, Stimpy's Invention. So whether you like Ren and Stimpy or not, as cartoon duos, you have to put them in the top 5. Even though I don't watch the show anymore, I still had to put them in my top 5 cartoon duos. Ren and Stimpy are voiced by my favorite voice actor of all time, the legendary Billy West. Well, he started off as Stimpy before he started voicing Ren in season 3 after the creator was let go from the show, even though he did provide Ren's laughter while the creator did the voice of Ren during the first 2 seasons. Number 3, Beavis and Butthead. Come on now, you know I had to put Beavis and Butthead on this list, especially in the top 3. I was going to put them at number 2, but I can't put them above the next cartoon duo that I have above them. These two fart knockers put MTV on the map back in the 90s. If it wasn't for these dumbasses, do you think MTV would be where it's at today? Hell no. What else can I say about Beavis and Butthead? Of course, they like to eat nachos, they like to hit on chicks, and of course, much like what we do today, they sit down and commentate on music videos, especially during the original run back in the 90s, back when MTV was MTV Music Television. In this era of Beavis and Butthead, they still watch music videos, but they pretty much watch YouTube videos. In the 8th season, they did watch music videos. Despite the MTV doesn't play music anymore, they did watch reality shows on MTV, such as Jersey Shore, 16 and Pregnant, Teen Mom, etc. And of course, we all know whenever Beavis eats too much sugar, he gets hyperactive and transforms into his alter ego, Cornholio. I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. And of course, we know these two fought each other, beat the hell out of each other on Celebrity Deathmatch. But yeah, if it wasn't for these two, MTV wouldn't be where it's at right now. I was going to put them in number two, but I can't put them above the next cartoon duo that I have above them. You all know Beavis and Butthead are voiced by the legend himself, Mike Judge. Thank you, Mike Judge, for 32 years of these dumbasses who will never score. Actually, in one of the episodes of the 9th or 10th season, they did reveal that they had the older versions of Beavis and Butthead has kids. But still. Number two, Daria Morgendorffer and Jane Lane. Pretty much the female versions of Beavis and Butthead. My favorite thing about Daria and Jane is Daria pretty much had a good relationship with Jane than all the other characters on Daria. These two had hosted several Daria Day marathons, especially the one for my favorite. My favorite Daria Day marathon that they hosted was from February 16, 1998. And they would also read fan mail from the fans from MTV.com. That's one of my favorite moments from when they was hosting Daria Day back in 1998. And they hosted the MTV Top 10 animated music video countdown. When they got to Roller Coaster by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jane did mention Beavis and Butthead, where Jane did say this music video introduced Daria, two guys from Daria's past. Do the names Beavis and Butthead ring a bell? And then Daria said Ding Dork, which means yes. These two are my favorite characters on Daria because they're obviously best friends. Even though they had a little ups and downs during the fourth and fifth season, especially when Tom cheated on Jane for Daria, that was fucked up. I'm sorry, I did not like Tom when he cheated on Jane for Daria in season 4, episode 13, Die Die My Darling. Him and Jane eventually broke up, and then he started dating Daria in the 5th season. And they eventually Daria and Tom broke up in that TV movie Is It Fall Yet, which will be 25 in August. Daria is voiced by Tracy Grandstaff, and Jane is voiced by Wendy Hoops, who also does the voice of Helen Morgendorffer and Quinn Morgendorffer. Before I get to my number one cartoon duo, here are the honorable mentions. Static and Gear from Static Shock. The Two Stupid Dogs. Sylvester and Tweety. Sonic and Tails. Rocco and Heifer. I Am Weasel and IR Baboon. Mordecai and Rigby from Regular Show. Finn and Jake from Adventure Time. Gary and Mike. Johnny Gomez and Nick Diamond. Billy and Mandy. SpongeBob and Patrick. Ozzy and Drix. And Mac and Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Also, before I get to number one, let me give you my halftime report on tonight's game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Houston Rockets. Woo! Woo! The Rockets dominated the first half, outscoring the Hawks by 7 in the first quarter, 30-23. Then they outscored them by 10 in the second quarter, 35-25. The Rockets lead 65-48 at halftime. Let's see if they can keep this up. In the meantime, my number one cartoon duo. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Yes. Come on, these two are obviously the best cartoon duo of all time. 2 years ago, they did a list of the top 100 Looney Tunes characters. Of course, they put Daffy at 2 and Bugs at 1, because Bugs is obviously the best Looney Tunes character. There's nothing more I can say about Bugs and Daffy. These two had their own show on Cartoon Network. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about them, but those two are my favorite Looney Tunes characters, without a doubt. Bugs will always be number one, and Daffy will always be number two. Of course, every time Elmer Fudd shoots Daffy Duck with his gun, Daffy always goes up to Bugs and tells his famous catchphrase, "You're despicable." Bugs and Daffy had several voice actors. They were voiced by Mel Blanc until his death in 1989. I know Billy West voiced him in Space Jam, and D. Bradley Baker voiced him on Space Jam. They were both voiced by Joe Alasky, may he rest in peace, in Looney Tunes Back in Action. Not just the movie, but the video game. Comment down below, who are Bugs and Daffy's current voice actors? Because last time I checked, last voice actor that I heard that voiced Bugs and Daffy was Joe Alasky. So let me know, who are Bugs and Daffy's current voice actors? That's going to do it for my top 10 cartoon duos. The next list I'm going to reveal is my top 20 TV shows from the year 2000. If you are here, hit the notification bell, subscribe, like this shit, comment if you want to. What do you got to lose? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. This is X-Man 1991. Signing off. You guys take it easy out there. Y'all be safe. Holla at your boy. See you tomorrow, celebrating 30 years of the Johnny Bravo pilot that aired on the What a Cartoon Show. Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.